Hi everyone, welcome to 164 Diecast. Today, we're looking at a members-only exclusive from the Mattel Hot Wheels Redline Club called 1959 Chevrolet Brookwood. Released in 2025, this highly detailed 1/64 scale car is painted Spectraflame blue with multicolored shades of blue accent stripes. It has an opening hood that reveals a detailed engine and an opening tailgate. The interior is pearl white with light blue accents, and it features stock car real rider tires and wheels. The car is packaged in an acrylic box with a decorative slipcover. This Redline exclusive quickly sold out on the Mattel Creations website when it went on sale to club members. The Mattel product number for this car is JCP19. You can see the web page for this car here. There is an article about the release of the car on the GM Authority website found here. Additional information about this casting can also be found on these websites. The Hot Wheels Fandom Wiki gives us this information. The Chevrolet Brookwood is a full-size station wagon marketed by the Chevrolet division of General Motors. Designed by Bill Mitchell, the Brookwood was intended to be Chevrolet's mid-range station wagon, positioned between the less expensive Yeoman and the more luxurious Nomad. The 1959 Brookwood would, however, end up being demoted to entry-level status, with the Brookwood effectively replacing the Yeoman. It was based on the Biscayne, with distinctive wing-shaped tail fins that were present on virtually all of Chevrolet's 1959 models. This generation of Brookwood was discontinued in 1960, being replaced by a new generation in 1961 before going out of production altogether. The Brookwood would be replaced by the Biscayne, that now being the preferred name for that segment's wagon, before the Brookwood name returned briefly from 1969 to 1972. From the Wikipedia website, we find this information. For the second time in as many years, Chevrolet again came up with a totally new car. From the front or rear, the 1959 Chevrolets resembled nothing else on the road. From the headlights, placed as low as the law would allow, to the cat's eye taillights. The 1959 Chevrolet was a brand new car with all new sheet metal. The most visual new change was the flat, wing-shaped tail fins. The car was built on a 119-inch wheelbase and was 211 inches long, which was 11 inches longer than the 1957 model. This made Chevrolet the longest car in the low price range, whereas 2 years before, it had been the shortest. In addition, the car was 3 inches wider outside and had 5 inches more width inside than it did in 1958 through the reduction of door thickness. This casting is unique in that the 1959 Brookwood station wagon is not the first car that comes to mind for most classic car collectors. Yet, it is a beautifully detailed choice by Mattel for the 2025 Redline Club and was an instant hit. It makes a great addition to any diecast collector's display case. I hope you enjoyed this look back to the time of big fins, big lights, and big engines. And, as always, thank you for visiting 164 Diecast. And we will see you on the next video.